Hello, 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 YouTube. Let me know that you can see me and hear me. Oh my God, I wanted to put my headphones on, but maybe it's a sign. Maybe we won't put them on today and you'll still be able to hear me. I'll give you guys a chance to hop on. Today we're talking about human design, and today we're talking about generators. We haven't done a human design video in a minute. Hello, hello. I was just live inside of my members only area. We were talking about femininity, money, life blueprint, all of the things. And then I decided to. So you guys know human design is it's a energetic system that helps you figure out your life path. It helps you find out how to use your energy the best. It helps you find out the different ways that your particular system was designed to earn and manifest money versus other systems that might drain you or be unhealthy for you. It helps you see how and when you would thrive in a relationship, whether you would even thrive in a relationship. Some people are not designed to thrive in a relationship. So there's a lot of different things that you can find from human design. And before I found this, and it was totally accidentally, I was never into these types of readings or systems. Like, that was just never my thing. But when this was kind of brought into my path as a answer to some of my questions that I had asked God, it was such a big, deep relief. And you guys know I used to do readings. It was a big part of my life, this human design, and I wanted everyone to be able to experience it. And then I didn't want to do the readings anymore, so I developed a course, which I still sell. I have it linked below. And I trained my son to do readings, and he's been doing readings for over a year now, and he is just so good at them. And I would say over 80% of his clients that he does readings for cry in the reading and bring back their sons, their moms, their daughters, their husbands, their customers, their friends. And so one thing he's been telling me is that he gets a lot of people that are generators who feel like projectors. So there are 4 main types in human design if you're not familiar, and then there's hybrids. So the 4 main types are generators, projectors, manifestors, and reflectors. And then there's hybrids. So you could be a manifesting generator or a projector reflector. So depending on your type, and then the other very different things on your chart, it just gives you so much insight. Like the question that I had asked God when I discovered human design, before we get into the topic, or Armaan's in the chat as well. He's here to help coach you guys, answer any questions. He also does readings. His email is majestyofdivinity@gmail.com. So before I found human design, I asked God that, God, I've done so much inner work and I'm always happy to do more. But I've noticed there are certain things about my personality that no matter how much inner work I do, they can't be changed. They just cannot. I tried, right? And I'm very familiar with change. So what's going on? I'm open to change. And that's when human design was brought into my field. And then I realized from having my reading done that those things are part of my design. They're not meant to be changed because they're my gifts. Can you guys fully hear me? I don't have my AirPods in today, so I want to make sure the sound quality is good. So they weren't meant to be changed. They were my gifts. And not only was they not meant to be changed, I was supposed to showcase them instead of trying to change them. So human design literally changed my life. And even my husband, who's a very left brain mathematical physics guy, engineer, who doesn't believe in these kind of things, when I did his reading, he was like, oh my God, this is so freaking accurate. So I know that it's changed the lives of tens of thousands of my students as well. And that's why I like to do videos on this. I have a whole playlist of videos that you can go and binge watch. Today what we're talking about is something that Armaan has brought to my attention, because he was saying, Mom, there's so many generators that just are burnt out. And we often talk about how projectors are burnt out, but generators are also burnt out. And the thing with generators is that when they are burnt out, they start acting like projectors. But the things that might help a projector out of their burnout will not help a generator out of their burnout because they are not a projector. So I am a projector and I have a projector son, and then Armaan, Irfan, and Alina are generators. So I'm very familiar with the different energies that they bring in and how they work very drastically differently. So how many generators, I open this up to everyone instead of just my members like I usually do. How many people are generators in the chat? And then also let us know if you are a generator but you feel like a projector. Yes, there's often people, Armaan said, that are disappointed that they aren't another type, but the grass is always greener. Yes, so that's a good point, Armaan. There's no like perfect type. So I know that a lot of times we can romanticize one type over another, but every type has their gifts, and every type has their challenges that they are meant to overcome. So they all bring their gifts. Please don't think that there's like some great type and then you're stuck with the other type. Please don't think that. Okay, so we've got Manny Jen, feels like a projector. Manny Jen, MG here, projector, manifesting generator. Is anyone else a manifester? Manifesting generator, and I feel as a projector. If you're watching this and you're like, what the hell is going on? I don't know what they're talking about. Book a reading with Armaan. He will download your chart and help you read it. This is not a chart that you can read yourself. It is something that I highly recommend that you do have someone do that's highly intuitive and not only understands the human design system, but can intuit and put things together for you in a way that you can actually use and use to change your life and align your life. So that's something that Armaan is really, really, really amazing at. Generator feeling like a projector. This call is not about manifestors. We'll do a different call for them. This is about generators that feel like projectors. So let's stick on topic. I'll do a separate one for manifestors. You know, when I do about projectors, people are like, what about generators? So today we're doing generators. Let's try to stick to the topic at hand, and then we'll do a separate one for them. So this will appeal to generators, and this will appeal to manifesting generators, and it might appeal to other types too, because there's always things that the other types can also teach us. So regardless of your type, you can learn something from everyone. I've learned so much from generators as well, even though I'm not even close to a generator. I'm a projector / reflector hybrid, super far away from a generator, but I've learned things from them. So the first thing that you need to learn if you are a generator and if you are burnt out, leaning back and waiting for the invitation is not what is going to get you out of your burned out state like it would for a projector. So that's the first thing that you need to know. Right off the bat, first thing you need to know. Because just because you feel like a projector doesn't mean that you are a projector or those things will help. The biggest thing you need to understand about the generator type is that they are the most highly intuitive types. I'm not saying other types are not intuitive. Sometimes people don't know how to understand and use this concept, like information. So for example, when we say projectors, you know, when their divine design is success, other people will say, well, I can't be successful then if I'm not a projector. No, that's not what that means, okay? Everyone has intuition, but generators have it more open to them and they have to abide by it more. So just like everyone has access to the 5D, but manifestors have more access to it, they're more open to it. And it's not something usually that they have to do in our work. Like it's just available to them. They can be confused by it if they don't understand, but it's just more open to them. So just like manifestors can download from the 5D on a whole different level than all the other types, and just like projectors can read someone else's energy by penetrating their system and being able to see exactly what they need to do and when, generators, their gift is that they are highly intuitive. That's why Armaan is so successful at his readings, because He is so highly intuitive. One thing that I even was like slightly annoyed with is that I did readings for a whole year. And like, yes, I had a handful of clients cry on the readings, but like not like 80% of my students, right? But with Armaan, it's so heightened everything is because he is so much more intuitive. Even though I'm his mother, I'm older than him. I've done so much more inner work around intuition, right? All of the things. But because he's a generator, it's just more available to him. Like my husband, who's a generator as well, he's a man, right? Women are more intuitive technically, right? We believe this, we know this, they have more spiritual access, but Irfan's intuition is so spot on. And that's why both of us, like Irfan and I both do this to each other, where if we're getting a reading about something, we always check in with each other. Like if I'm getting like a negative reading about something, I'm like, hey, can you please tap into this for me as well? Even though I already know the answer, because I know that having a generator with so much more access to their open intuition doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt, right? Getting that, as that's why I involve Alina in a lot of my decisions as well, because she's a generator. Again, so much more access to their intuition. So why do generators burn out? The big gifts that the generator has is they have unlimited access to energy as long as they are following their intuition, and they have this open intuition. But what happens is society teaches us not to rely so heavily on our intuition and to rely more heavily in our mental plane. And because society teaches us to rely more heavily on our mental plane and less so on our intuition, and because generators have a lot of energy, they end up using their energy for other people's benefit versus what they actually want to do. Because other people, without even knowing human design, can intuit that they have a lot more energy, they will often recruit generators to be kind of their workhorses. And that works great as long as it's a collaboration, as long as they also wanted to do that. But what happens when that's not what they wanted to do? It's not what they were intuitive told to do. Then what happens is that you start experiencing extreme burnout. The more a generator goes against their intuition, that's what makes you feel low energy. For a projector, doing something that's not aligned, meaning you weren't invited and you didn't accept the invitation, or being in the wrong room, meaning people don't see you as a guide, as a mentor, as a sage, as a seer. They see you as someone that doesn't have anything important to share. That's what's gonna zap your energy. For a generator, doing things that are against your intuitive knowing will make you so tired and lethargic. And then what happens is you try to pull energy, not from your natural source, but you'll start pulling from your organs, your adrenals, from your ovaries, and you'll start feeling really burned out, and you will start making yourself physically sick. Projectors aren't the only ones that can call on a autoimmune disease being out of alignment. Generators, in fact, any of the types can do it. Generators can do this too. So if you're starting to feel tired and you are a generator and you know that generators have this unlimited source of energy within themselves, they don't need to get it from anywhere, but you're feeling tired, that's a red flag. That's a signal right there that you are going against somewhere, something in your intuition is not aligned, and you've been pulling from unaligned sources, and now you're burned out. Your body is crying out for help. It's saying, please stop. This is not the direction we're supposed to be going in. Just joined, generator here. Awesome. Okay, let me see. I'm a generator and can confirm my intuition is always spot on in a scary way sometimes. Yeah, I've seen this with my husband too. It's super scary, especially being a man, right? He's a man, and men can be intuitive, but they have to do a lot more like inner work to get there, because the way that they're physical body is, it's kind of hidden. Their intuition is kind of buried in deep, and their nervous system is also thicker and denser than a female nervous system. So they just naturally have less access to it unless they're a generator. Then they have more access to it, and they can't deny it, even if they're very, very scientific, mathematical, which my husband is, but he can't deny it because it's just so obvious. Mina, your work is so good. Thank you. Thank you, Leanne. I'm so glad that you find this useful. This is my first time catching you live. Awesome, Junie. Happy to have you. When I'm not following my intuition, I get so exhausted. Outsiders call me lazy and shame me for it, but when I'm doing something I love, I can work for 12 plus hours and still have energy at the end. Mina, I was just wondering about this today. As a generator, you're always right on time. Manifesting generator here. This is, someone said, this is why I had to quit my last job. And by the way, Armaan now has not only level 1 readings, but he has all of these different flavors. He has the wifed reading for those of you guys looking to be wifed and find out, you know, how that's aligned. Armaan, can you talk a little bit more about your various readings? He also has follow-up coaching questions, coaching sessions now, because a lot of people would get readings done and they would start changing their life, but they would still want to talk to Armaan because they want coaching or a little bit more guidance, or they just want someone intuitive to be able to help them channel and align certain things. And so he opened up these coaching sessions as well for you guys. So if you already had a coaching, like a reading done, and you're like, I don't need another reading, I just want to talk to Armaan, then a coaching session would be great for that. I'm a generator working 2 work from home 9-to-5 jobs, and I can't take my nap. I'm so drained. I definitely need to find my passion. So finding your passion is great, but sometimes that can be a little bit away, right? So another thing you can do is, instead of saying, I have to completely quit, because not everyone can do that, you can say, okay, how can I make what I'm currently doing a little bit more aligned right now? And you can ask your intuition for guidance. So Armaan can teach you this. I have this in my course as well, in my Divine Feminine Human Design course, where there's a process that generators can use to communicate with their intuition and get answers back. So Armaan, put your email in the chat again. All of this information is in the description box, by the way, but I'm throwing it in the chat as well. How can I protect my energy as a manifesting generator? So you want to tune in and ask your intuition before making decisions will be the #1 thing. You have to protect your energy from yourself. Our natural tendency is to say yes to everything before allowing yourselves time to think it through. So the biggest person you need to protect your energy from is yourself. And how you can do this is retrain yourself to pause and check in with your intuition, or even asking for more time by saying, oh, that sounds wonderful, let me get back to you, so that you're making sure you're getting in touch with your intuition. God recently told me to sit down because I've been in my head too much. This was the exact message I needed to hear. I'm so happy to hear that, Britt. God's always speaking. Our intuition is always talking. We have to be able to pause and listen. As a projector, taking this advice for generators is especially useful to me. Yes, especially because we're married to generators. I'm married to a generator. I'm also raising generators. We have friends that are generators, right? The largest population group of human design types is generators, or generator types. So we need to, even if we're not generators, it's very useful to know how they work. How this has changed my parenting and as also being a spouse to a generator is that I always make sure that my kids or my husband aren't just saying yes just to appease me. When I'm asking them to do something, I ask my husband, are you sure? Like, I ask him questions and let him know that it's okay for him to tap in and truly give me the real answer, and not just do something because he thinks that I want him to do it, because I want him to do it if he wants to do it. I don't want him to be out of alignment. Same thing with my kids. I don't want my children, any of them, to be out of alignment. When generators are following their design, they're gonna have unlimited energy. You're never going to have an energy problem. You're not gonna need tons of caffeine. You're not gonna need anything outside of you when you are following your design. Mina, how do you deal with work burnout? I'm stuck in a loop. So you want to make sure that you are following your design. So in this call, we're talking about human design, right? So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're using your lines, your channels, your strategy, your personality type, and all of that in what you're creating. The thing is, sometimes society will tell us that we should just do this thing because we're earning money from it, but you will earn more money and have more fun doing it when you are in alignment. We never were created to sacrifice ourselves or any part of our life to have anything else. That's not how God designed us to be. So the biggest thing is to find out where we're not alignment. Like by the time I had my reading done, I was, already in my late 30s. And so I was already I had done a lot of inner work. I was not way out of alignment, but still there were some few areas where I wasn't allowing myself to be as aligned as I couldn't, because I was like, maybe I just need more inner work in this area. And the reading was such huge confirmation. It was such life-changing information, because I'm like, oh my God, in these areas I was doing things right. Here I've been second guessing myself. Here I'm not fully aligned. And I just tweaked those things, just turned the knobs a little bit. And it was such a big, just huge. You guys have just seen how much my energy has grown since I started sharing with you guys about human design, since I found it, how my relationship has changed with time, with money, with my husband, with my business, how much my business has grown, how much my YouTube has grown, right? Everything in my life, because now I understand my design, my energy. I know what are my gifts. I know where what's not for me. I know what to say no to. That's a game changer. It's a game changer to know exactly what's meant for you and what's not meant for you. Welcome to Level Up Queens, Hippie. I think we had another member as well. Welcome, Liberty. I've been doing, my live streams will mainly be in the members only area now, all of my master classes. I'll do some stuff publicly, open here, but mostly recorded video is what I'm going to shift to on the main channel, and then save my master classes, my live streams for the members only. So it's a great opportunity to join if you've been thinking about it. We don't quote prices for readings because the prices change depending on supply and demand. So it's best to email him to get those. I don't share my prices ever for courses as well. You'll see this as a theme, and I don't recommend you guys do either. Because what can happen is that the prices change, but the people will see the old price and they're like, well, I thought the price was this, 20 years ago, right? So email him. Yes, Armaan can help you narrow down your time of birth. So he does do special readings for people who don't have their time of birth. So you would have to know your place of birth and your birthday. We're talking about human design right now, ladies. This is one of the reasons I don't like opening up the chat to everyone. I try to keep it members only, is because a lot of people don't know how to stick to the topic. I just opened it because I wasn't sure if Armaan would be able to join if I did members only, but if we can stay to the topic, that would be awesome. I discovered your content years ago because my projector friend found your content while you were sharing a lot about human design. So grateful. Yes, a lot of people found me through that human design content. I'll be honest, it changed my life. There were some things about my personality that I thought were defects. And I was trying so hard to change them, and I prayed about it. And that's how human design showed up. It was so weird how it showed up. What happened was I was teaching a mastermind, and two students in my mastermind at the same time said to me, I bet you're a projector. One of them asked me, she said, I bet you're a projector. And the other one assumed I was a projector. And I was like, what the hell is a projector? And why are two of my students so confident that I am one? And then when I had my reading done, I was a projector. I was shocked. And it answered all of the questions I had asked God, all of them. And I was just so excited, and I was sharing with everyone. And I was so passionate that I was like, I learned how to do readings, like took the whole thing, learned it, started doing readings. I did it for a whole year. It was hard for me to maintain doing the readings because I have such a big audience and there's only one of me. So I trained my son to do the readings, and I created a course instead. Teresa, then getting a reading done would definitely give you some answers if you tried everything else. Yeah. Because I mean, I had changed everything else, right? So I was like, why can't I change these little, like, few things? And it's like, oh, these are my gifts. Oh, okay. That really helped. Mina, what are some of your personality traits that you thought were defects before learning human design? Sure. So Leslie, I actually luckily shared that whole thing in a video. So let me find you guys my human design playlist, but I'll share some now. But it will be more authentic for you to watch that playlist because I was so excited about it at that time, and I just like poured my heart out and shared. Oh my God, I have 17 videos about human design. Damn, that is a lot of freaking videos. Really? I had no idea. That is a lot. Okay, this is my playlist, human design playlist. So one of the things was that so one of the things with projectors is that they penetrate your energy and can see exactly what you need to change or what you're doing wrong. And so, for example, let's say that you want to change your life and you're doing it on your own. Human design says that if you did it on your own, it would take you about 7 years to undo something that you're doing wrong or you're like deconditioned. Let's say that you hired a generator or some other type of person to mentor you, not do like a reading, but like to mentor you. It would take you a year. You would collapse time. A projector can look at you for 2 seconds and tell you exactly what you're doing wrong, and it could change your life in 5 seconds. That's how different projectors are. So it would annoy me so much about myself that I could look at someone and just immediately know exactly what they're doing wrong and what they need to change it. Now, that's obviously a gift now, we realize that, but I saw it as a curse at that time because not all of these people were open to hearing what that thing was. And once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And if I loved these people, I wanted to tell them. So I was like, why can't I change this about my personality? Like, I hate this. Like, this is a curse. Like, I don't want to know. And when I found human design, it helped me transform the fact that first, it is a gift. It's not a curse. And secondly, I have to wait for the invitation, because when they're inviting me, then that I am the projector that's been assigned to them. And they see me as that, even if they don't even know on human design, they see me as a mentor or as a teacher. And because they see me as a teacher or a mentor, they're going to be open to hearing my feedback. So that was one of them. Another one was that I have these bursts of energy followed by these moments that I need to go into like hibernation. Like I call it my hibernation. I need to like disappear and just rest and eat like yummy food and just like read books and just shop and do really feminine fun things, but like disappear and not want to help anyone and not want to do anything. Well, society tells you you have to be productive all the time. So I was like, why am I like this? Like, why do I have so much energy at one point and then so little energy at other times? That is the projector thing. So there were so many more I shared in there. There was other things that are not a projector thing, but are unique to my design in the sense that I'm a single definition. That means I don't need a relationship to thrive, but I'm with a double authority. I'm gonna turn on my fan. I'll be right back. I need a little bit of air in here. Okay. And so what confused me about that is that my husband wants to and likes to be together all the time. And I need a lot of alone time as well. I enjoy being with my husband, but I require alone time. Well, when I learned human design, it was so much easier to explain it to him in a way that didn't hurt his feelings, that because I'm a single authority, I self-generate. I don't like need to be with another person to get my energy like he does in like the relationship format. So in the way that charts collide. So it's life changing. I'm telling you, even people that like don't really believe in this kind of stuff, like when we've done readings for men that didn't believe it, were sent by a woman, they were like blown away, crying, like life change. It is really that life changing. Energy spikes, yeah. And the problem with the energy spikes is that you like sign up for all this stuff and then you don't have the energy later, right? With a generator, what you want to do is tap into your intuition. Not only was this thing aligned, is this thing still aligned? Is my energy still saying yes? Is my intuition still saying yes for this thing? The way I came running when I found out you were live, I'm out of breath. Lola, you were so sweet. Yes, I always come out better after long periods of alone time. That's interesting. Yes, we need to like recharge with that kind of like quiet time, silence. You'll never see me listening to music in the background. Like that is not my vibe. I need silence. Like I need to be able to hear God. Like that's my music. So I don't need anything playing in the background. I need God playing in the background. Thank you very much. So it's just very different, you know? But if I didn't have my chart, I would have kept trying to fix these things out of myself. So you can do a reading with Armaan to help you figure out your type and what you need. I'll throw that in. It's in the description, but I'll throw it in the chat once again. How are manifesting generators different from generators? So manifesting generators are hybrids. So they are part manifester and part generator. So they have the qualities of manifestors and of generators. And to have like a proper understanding, I would highly recommend the reading, because there's like general information and then there's like very specific information in your chart that you need to be aware of for sure. I'm a projector and my strategy is to wait for the invitation. I have trouble with that. Any tips? I would recommend getting a alignment reading with Armaan, and he can look at your whole tip, because what you're saying, waiting for invitation, That's for all projectors, right? I have lots of videos on that topic. You can go watch them. But the thing is, when you do a reading, he can look at your various lines and your channels and combine that information to tell you what you specifically, you, not just wait for the invitation like all general information, but what you specifically need to do for relationships, for work, for projects, for health related stuff that will make you feel your best and give you like the best understanding of how to move forward. Mina, what's the split definition look like day to day? It might not come into play day to day. Some things don't come to play day to day. Some things come to play in relationships or in collaboration. So not everything is like a day to day thing. The definition is more for those deeper relationship stuff. So split, you know, you might have that might show up in your work relationship. It might show up in your romantic relationships. Guys, this is not going to be a good place for you to get to your chart read. I would highly recommend getting a full reading. The triple definition means that you do better in groups. So, you know, you work better in collaboration. So for example, those are the people that instead of having their own business, they would do better having a partnership with someone. I would absolutely not do good with a partnership. Armaan and I like both know that I'm a single definition. I do better doing things on my own, like working, like I choose to be in a marriage, in a relationship, so you can, but I know like why and how that works. I would never try to bring that into a business relationship. You can email him and then he'll give you all the information for that. Kira said Armaan's readings are amazing, can confirm. Thank you, babe. No, there's definitely hybrids. Be careful where you guys get your information. There are many hybrids. Manny Gen is a hybrid. Projector reflector is a hybrid. Projector generator is a hybrid. There are definitely hybrids. There's a lot of misinformation about human design online, and that's why you want to make sure that you're going to someone that's actually taking the original human design and then also channeling the next level. As Ross said, that's what projectors were going to do. They were going to add to it. That's one of the things that really deeply helped me resonate with Ra, because that's the one, I love religion, but that was the one thing I had a problem with religion, is that religion left us off like 6,000-7,000 years ago, and human consciousness kept evolving, but religion said religion was not allowed to change. That's what people said, right? You cannot evolve religion. It had to be the way it was. I love this about human design, is that it's meant to be added to by future projectors. Okay, let me see. Hi, Mina. As a projector, when you feel bitterness and drain, what helps you feel aligned again? So, going back to aloneness and silence is a big one for me, because what's happened is something in my environment is making me take energy and amplify it. So when we're with other people that have different channels than we do, they have different open centers than we do, we can take their energy and amplify it. So because of that, we want to be a little bit careful who we're spending time to, but obviously we can't avoid everyone, right? There might be people at your work that are a different type, or they have different channels, or they have different beliefs, and if you're spending a lot of time with them, you can take that and amplify it, and then all of a sudden you're like doing things that they like to do or they believe in. So being alone, like emptying out your centers, this is for all types, by the way. It doesn't matter if you're a projector or not. I don't care what type you are. If you have even one center that's open, you need to take some kind of a ritual every single day to empty out your centers. You need some alone time. I hate it when this little part that YouTube added hides the question. Someone else type something so that that question goes up. Okay, I see it now. What else can gens do to not feel like a projector? So there's going to be specific things for you based on your chart that Armaan can help you with, but if you're asking in general, the major one will be to tap into your intuition before making any decision, especially big ones that you're going to be stuck with. Choosing a job, where to live, who to hang out with, who to marry, collaborations, partnerships, things where it's not a one-time deal. Like for example, if someone asked you to help them with a project, it's a one-day thing. Even if you freaking hate it, it's one day, you'll get through it, right? You might feel tired at the end of the day, but you're okay, right? You don't have to do that again. If you take on a job that you hate, that's not aligned, that is going to be draining your energy every single day. And you just ended up making a major life decision without consulting your intuition. I would say do it for everything, but especially do it for the big things, because like I said, for the one-off things, it's not a big harm. You can get over it. You can say no. You can be like, oh, lesson learned, never doing that again. Oh, thank you so much. It is Chanel number 738. I'm holding it in my hand. So I talk about, someone said, what does it look like when you amplify other people's channels? I talk about that in some of my other live streams. I have a whole playlist that I had shared with you guys earlier in the chat. Now, amplifying energy isn't a bad thing. It just needs to be the right energy. For example, I have a lot of open centers because I'm a projector reflector hybrid. So because of that, the good news is if I hang out with wealthy people, I can take that energy and amplify it. So like that's great. But if I hang out with negative people, I might start feeling really negative. If I hang out with people that I don't know, like waste their time, I might start feeling lazy because I'm taking their energy and I'm amplifying it, but that's like not me. So if I empty out my centers, give myself that alone time, do the things that are based on my chart, I'm gonna start replenishing and I'll start listening to myself again. So not all amplification of energy is bad. Not all, like I want to be with like happy people. I want to be with wealthy people. I want to be with abundance mindset people. That's the kind of energy I do want to amplify. Yeah. So ladies, thank you so much. I just wanted to hop on real quick. I know Armaan has another call coming up as well. So I wanted to come on here and just answer this question for generators when they start feeling like projectors. The good news is it's not like you have to do a lot of inner work around this. You need to start asking your intuition what you can do in small ways to align. So for example, if you're stuck in a job that you like, it's draining you, it's not aligned, but you like that topic. Like for example, if you are a doctor, let's say, and you're a generator, you like the medical field, maybe you appreciate being a doctor, you just don't like the system that you're in. Well, there's a lot of doctors now that are writing books or opening up their own clinic or starting YouTube channels or podcasts or collaborating with other people in other fields. And so they're still using that same knowledge base. They're not going to stop being a doctor, but they're not going to do it in the way that's not aligned. They don't have to like quit their career, but they can evolve their career. They can align their career better. So that's what I recommend, is tapping into your intuition. It's not always about, I have to leave that relationship or I have to quit that job. Maybe it is, but maybe it's not. Maybe there's just something in the way that you're doing that relationship or something in the way that you're doing that career that needs a little tweak. So a misalignment doesn't necessarily mean the whole thing needs to be thrown out. It could just be a micro alignment, a little thing that you need to tweak. So Armaan's email for readings is majestyofdivinity@gmail.com. I have my course listed in the description box and email as well. By the way, Devi, my latest course starts on Wednesday and the sale cart closes tomorrow. So enrollment ends tomorrow. And this is my first course for 2024 that I'm super excited about teaching. So I will see you guys in all of those places. I'll do another one for manifestors because we haven't done one for them. And we'll continue this series, and then maybe we'll do the one for reflectors as well. All right. Love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.